We're live.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Access Denver Water Access Opportunity event. We are so pleased that you have joined us today. My name is Belinda Hooks. I serve as the market president for the Mountain Plains Minority Supplier Development Council. Denver Water has been one of our long-standing corporate members, and we are so pleased that they are joining us today to talk about the many opportunities. So if you are hot where you are, you're getting ready to cool off just a little bit with Denver Water. A couple of things for you before we get started. Please make sure that you grab a pen and a piece of paper so that way if you have any questions or you could put it into the chat box, we will make sure that we get all of your questions and answered, at the end of the presentation. If there is something that we do not know, we would ask that you would put your name in that box so that way we can make sure that we get back with you accordingly. So without further ado, let me introduce to you this afternoon, I'm so very pleased that for the past decade, Ms. Aaliyah Menifee has helped businesses and organizations of all types work with governmental entities. She currently serves as Denver Water Supplier Diversity Business Development Program Manager. In this role, Aaliyah connects companies to business opportunities at Denver Water. She looks forward to meeting with you and working with you. And with that, please help me in welcoming Ms. Aaliyah Menifee. Aaliyah?
Thank you so much, Belinda. Thank you for that warm welcome, and I'm pleased to spend my afternoon with you all today. I just have to tip my hat and say, wow, what a time it's been, but you're still here, you're in the game, you are at the right place at the right time. And I am pleased to bring this presentation to you along with Mountain Plains to really help the minority business community, let them know that Denver Water is still open for business. We want to see you participate in our opportunities. And here's my picture and my email. So feel free to email me after the presentation. I would love to meet each and every one of you individually. So nothing makes me happier than a full inbox with interested businesses wanting to do business with Denver Water. Belinda will be sending out the presentation after we meet today, and that way you will have all the information at hand ready to go. Today, we are going to be talking about Denver Water, of course. I'm going to provide to you some general Denver Water information, the purpose of the Supplier Diversity Program at Denver Water, some simple tips for working with us, and how you can participate in all of our projects. So supplier diversity can be very different at each and every organization, and I wanted to spend some time talking to you today about what it is that we're seeking in our Denver Water Supplier Diversity Program. And really what the key is we seek to increase participation amongst small businesses, minority-owned businesses, as well as women-owned businesses in our procurement process. And just a quick note about certification. So if you're not already certified by Mountain Plains, you need to get your certification information in. Denver Water accepts Mountain Plains minority business certification. We also accept minority and/or women business owned certifications by any governmental agency within the United States. But with that being said, Mountain Plains does an extraordinary job of really connecting minority-owned businesses to other opportunities, not just at Denver Water, but companies and organizations all across the United States. So please reach out to Belinda after the presentation if you would like more information, if you're not already certified. And we look forward to doing business with you. Now, on the small business front, we rely on self-certification. So if you are a small business owner, all you would have to do is go to the United States Small Business Administration site and fill out your business information. I did this, it took me 5 minutes to fill out. It asks you for 2 simple questions and you have the information that you need. We do not have a formal pre-registration process at Denver Water to participate in our supplier diversity program. So all we ask is that you need to participate in our upcoming business opportunities. And when you participate and fill out your bid or proposal, you will include that, yes, I am a minority-owned business or woman-owned business or small business or combination thereof, and submit all of your applicable certifications. Now, when we talk about supplier diversity, sometimes we think it's an option. And I have to tell you, this is not an option at Denver Water. We have had our supplier diversity program since the late 70s, and we can't continue to rely on our past accomplishments. We need to move forward. And let me just talk about some of our metrics that we have for the first 2 quarters of 2020. So for the first 2 quarters of 2020, we've had over 55% of either small businesses, minority-owned businesses, or woman-owned businesses participating in our operational procurements. We've also awarded approximately 60% of our contracts to that same constituent group. 60% of our contracts, that's a huge number. We've also given, or I should say spent, $9.2 million with companies that work on our construction related contracts. And we can't stop there. Simply put, if we're not getting participation from minority-owned businesses, Denver Water cannot meet its mission of providing reliable, clean, safe drinking water to our customers. And we need you to participate. Pull up a chair. There's enough room at our table, and I'm going to tell you here how you can do that. So I understand this graphic may be a little grainy on your end, but I wanted to include it and walk you through some of the business opportunities at a high level glance that we have at Denver Water. Of course, Belinda will be sending this presentation to you, so you will have the opportunity to really digest this information on your own. But this graphic represents how we collect, treat, and deliver our clean, safe drinking water to our customers. And as you can tell, Denver Water gets its water. We have a lot of reservoirs in the mountain areas, so we need a lot of contract participation in the mountain areas. Then it flows through, we treat the water, then we obviously deliver it to you, our customers. And in doing so, we obviously need people and organizations like yours to step up and help us meet these missions. So we have everything from dam and reservoir maintenance all the way down to financial services. And each one of our contracts is unique to our business needs. So some people say, well, you know, Aaliyah, I think it would be really great if you brought on an event planning contractor. And I have to say, you know, I agree with you. I think that's great. But at Denver Water, we have a very specific mission, and we have staff that can self-perform that work in-house. So we don't necessarily go out to market for those types of services. And it's not to say we won't ever have a contract for those services. It just may be a while before we would have something like that. And again, these are our typical services that we seek in the marketplace. And I want to move on to a few tips for working with us and what we consider an ideal business partner. All right, so I'm going to play a little trivia and give you some FAQs that you may have not known. And when I first started working at Denver Water, I was really fascinated to learn that Denver Water is the 3rd largest landholder in the state of Colorado. And you're probably thinking, Aaliyah, why are you telling me this? Why do I need to know that information? And I respond and say, you know, we're not just seeking work for the Denver metro area. We operate in over 11 counties in the state of Colorado, such as Summit County, Grand County, counties throughout the mountains, as well as to the south of Denver, Boulder County as well. So sometimes when we solicit for contract opportunities, we are looking for contractors that are able to travel to those remote locations. So just keep that in the back of your mind when you're thinking of working with us, is that it would be, you know, a nice asset to have if your company has the capability and capacity to not just work in one location. Now, not all contracts or contract opportunities will take place all over the state, but it's something to keep in mind. And at Denver Water, we have over 1,100 employees throughout the state of Colorado. With that being said, you should know a little bit about the type of employees that we have. And this relates to the work that we self-perform versus the work that we seek outside help for. So we have a team of approximately 6 people in our marketing department, and they're responsible for doing outreach, communication, so on and so forth. And so there's a lot of marketing opportunities that we may not contract for. So just keep that in the back of your pocket. However, we also seek opportunities for things that we can't perform in-house. And I'll get to that in a second later on in the presentation. And we aspire to be the best utility in the nation. So telling us how your company can uniquely make us the best utility in the nation when you respond to our business opportunities, we want to hear from you. We're not expecting you to just, you know, check all the boxes. We want to hear from why your company is unique and why your company can form a partnership with Denver Water and take us to that next level. And again, a note about the supplier diversity program. We have a supplier diversity program. We're working to create an inclusive contracting and competitive selection process at Denver Water. So the one thing that you can do to participate in our program is make sure that your certification as a minority business owner is up to date. We really need to see that. And again, you may be asking, well, okay, Aaliyah, I'm so eager to start working with you. Where can I go to get more information? And here are a couple of different links. I'll walk through a little bit about what you can find on each of these resources. And then again, Belinda will be sending this out to you. You can save this on your desktop and click on these links, sign up for our emails, and really get to know all of the opportunities that we do have at Denver Water. So first off is General Denver Water website. We post our business opportunities there. We also post General Denver Water information, anything that you would expect to have on a company website, it's on our website. Again, we also have project-specific updates. You can find that at the Denver Water website. I've included a link so that you can get connected to some of our larger projects and learn about the various updates and projects that are happening with that. Now, we also have a capital project pre-qualification. I'm not going to go in depth into this process because it would eat away too much at our presentation time, but please stay in touch with me. I'm going to have an outreach event later on this year to better explain the pre-qualification process. This is not necessarily for all of our projects. This is specifically for our capital construction projects. And if you are going to be serving at the prime level, contractor level on our capital project pre-qualification. I've included the link here so that you can familiarize yourself with that, but please keep in mind that if you're wanting to serve in a subcontractor capacity, you do not need to go through this process. Next, we have BidNet. And BidNet is a tool that we use to post all of our operational, goods, service, maintenance contracts. Go there, sign up, take a look at our upcoming business opportunities, which I'll present later on in this presentation. But again, go to BidNet, look at the opportunities. That's where you can find them. And then finally, my last little tip for finding out more information about Denver Water is Quest CDN. And this is where you would go to find out about our engineering and construction related contracts. So next is a program that I'm really proud of. It's called our Lead Reduction Program, and we're going to watch a short video today to learn a little bit more about the program. I think the video really sums up what the program is. And bear with me as I click on this and get this going. So as I am pulling up this video, here we go. This is a really cool program. It's going to last 15 years. Great way to be involved with Denver Water. It's going. These first couple slides don't have any sound to them, so if you're wondering, is the video working? It is working. All right. Well, I hope everyone is excited to take part in our lead reduction program. I know as a Denver Water employee, I am very prideful in this program and making sure that we're doing the right thing at Denver Water. And as a contractor that may be interested in participating, I hope you are just as enthusiastic about this project as I am. So here are a few resources to learn more about the program and connect with us. So I'm going to mention that Alexis Woodrow is our not lead program manager, but lead program manager on this project, and email her if you have any further questions. I can help you with some of the basic questions of the lead reduction program, but if I don't know the answer, I would probably contact Alexis. Again, you need to sign up for the lead reduction program updates, and you can also go to the program site to learn more. Currently, we're not soliciting contractors for this project for the remainder of the year, but in 2021, there will be more opportunities. So stay tight or sit tight and stay informed and participate in the project. This also gives you a little bit of time to retrofit your business if you are interested in participating and helping us fulfill our mission when it comes to this program. Now I'm going to take you on a little video tour of our next project that I'm highlighting today, and this is our Gross Reservoir expansion. And you will be blown away by some of the engineering feats that are going into this reservoir, and I'll explain a little bit more after the video how your business can take part in this epic project.
Aaliyah, this is Belinda. Let's make sure. I think the sound needs to be turned on. Thank you.
Okay.
I believe it was off on the other video. Thank you.
Sure.
Today, Denver is 1.4 million people, and running out of water is unacceptable. We have to prepare and look at multiple risk scenarios so we can have a really resilient system to make sure that we can always get water to our customers. The number one reason that we're expanding Gross Reservoir is to address a known imbalance in our system where we have most of our storage on the south side and very little on the north side. This is going to provide us extra insurance and extra reservoir capacity to make sure that we can weather those times when we do have issues in our system. The Gross Reservoir Expansion Project is essentially a dam raise, and we're going to raise the Gross Reservoir Dam by 131 feet. We're doing that really to create more storage behind Gross Dam. Big construction projects come with big impacts, and so I am constantly focused on how do we reduce that impact. Our main goal is to do the right thing. And we've made a lot of positive gains in that area, and we've really reduced the traffic that we plan to bring to the site by 75%. Second, we've really looked at where do we get the material from and how can we develop that in the most responsible way so when we walk away from this project we have as little impact on the area around Gross Reservoir as possible. And so what we've done is relocated the quarry within the reservoir footprint, so when we're complete the quarry will be submerged by the new water. Denver Water has worked very hard on building relationships with the most trusted and respected environmental groups in Colorado. We are very proud that together we've committed to verifiable mechanisms that ensure the project will provide a net environmental benefit to the state. Our core mission on this project is to do the right thing, and we're going to do that by being good neighbors with the local community and stakeholders around the reservoir. I'm excited to provide water reliability to Denver Water's customers, and also to make sure that while we're doing that, we do it in an environmentally responsible way.
All right. Well, this is a great project for everyone to take part in, and there's a couple ways in which you can find more information. So if you click on the link where it says fill out, you will be directed to an interested contractor form. Right now, I'm letting you know about this project. They are going to be releasing bid packages at the beginning of 2021. But right now is the time to forge those relationships with the program managers of this project. Simply fill out the contractor form and you will be contacted if your business is a good fit for the project, and they will give you more information about the upcoming bid schedule. Again, another way to connect with the program managers of this reservoir expansion project is to fill out the sign-up form for virtual office hours. This is a great way to connect with those project managers and making sure that you get your foot in the door early. Sometimes they think that when you see a project, it might already be too late because you have to fill out all the information and on top of it, build those relationships. Well, I'm giving you a heads up so you can get on your way to do a meet and greet with the project managers. And then finally, they have a wonderful project site to explain all the information that I just talked about, as well as more videos about the project and how we're going to accomplish that project. So I want to quickly go over other business opportunities. Again, Denver Water is open for business during these crazy COVID-19 pandemic times. And with that being said, we still have to get to work and we still have opportunities galore. Again, this is just opportunities that we have through the end of 2020, but stay tuned. We'll be having opportunities for 2021, 2022 here in the next few months that will be showing in our upcoming project lists. So as you can see, I'm not going to go into each and every one of these projects, but there are a lot of opportunities for auto and vehicle repair and paint repair, glass repair. We really need everyone to participate in these projects to ensure that Denver Water is getting the best value. So if you're interested in any of these, please reach back out to me and I can give you a little bit more information if it's available. Please keep in mind that we can't give you any unsolicited information. We're not going to give you an in. Whatever information I tell you is stuff that any contractor or other business would be receiving as well. So if I seem a little vague, it's because we're still working on these opportunities and they have not yet been advertised. But I do encourage you to put these, in your back pocket if your business is interested in working with us. And again, I just want to bring this up again. I'm sure that you've all heard about COVID-19 impacts. We are open for business. We're doing everything that we can at Denver Water to keep our community, employees, and contractors safe. And we want to hear from you. I understand that we're a larger corporation or governmental entity, and it may be intimidating to reach out to people, but really think of me as your Denver Water concierge. I'm here to help you and get through this together. As I mentioned earlier in the presentation, with 60% of our operational procurements being awarded to either a small business, a minority-owned business, or a woman-owned business, we can't afford for businesses to go out of business. We need you here for the long term. And if there's something, I can't promise you the world, but I will at least listen and try to point you in the right direction to make sure that your business is healthy and safe, and we can get through this together because we're depending on you. I can't stress that enough about how important you are to our overall supply chain. And again, I want to just advertise a few events, and I know that Belinda will go over these meet and greets with Denver Water, but on Thursday, August 6th, I will be available from 8:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. to do a meet and greet with you so I can learn more about your business. I understand that in the virtual event community space right now, it's really hard to do that networking, and get some one-on-one time with people like myself. So I'm making myself available. If you could register by Tuesday, August 4th to Belinda, and we might move up that registration date, but anyhow, email Belinda and make sure that you, it's first come, first serve. Of course, if we have more businesses that are interested that can't meet this time slot, I'll work with you and try to get you on my calendar. Next, we have a free Denver Water virtual outreach event, and this is coming up on Wednesday, August 12th from 1:30 to 3 p.m. Simply email me to register, and the deadline for that is Monday, August 10th. At this event, we will go through more in depth some of our business opportunities. You'll have an opportunity to meet some of the other Denver Water staff and really get to meet Denver Water up close and personal. So with that being said, I'm concluding this presentation and turning it over to Belinda for any questions and answers. And I'll do my best to answer any questions that you all have about Denver Water.
Awesome. Thanks so very much, Aaliyah. That was great. I appreciate that. For those on the call, one of the things that I want to let you know, you will get a copy of this presentation, and as Aaliyah has stated, please make sure that you go ahead and send me what time slot. Aaliyah, one of the things that we've talked about in terms of that one-on-one, so people are prepared, of course, we want to have the capability statement, but what was the time period? Was it 15 minutes or 30 minutes? I know you and I talked back and forth about that.
You know, let's start with 15 minutes so we can get as many businesses in the door as possible. And if we need to take it longer, then I will set up a time with that individual business to discuss, you know, a longer time slot.
Okay, so that would be great. So thank you for that. So keep that in mind when you are sending me an email. Just give me a feel for what time slot works best, and we will definitely make sure that we make that happen. So Leah, just a couple of quick questions for you. I'm trying to look at in additional questions, I'm trying to see, and Clifton, I know you're here. I might need your help as well. Aaliyah, can you see the Q&A box as well?
No, let me get out of this presentation and go back to the Teams meeting.
Thank you.
Yep, I think she went on mute. We need her to turn her video on.
Sorry about that. It looks like I was on mute. I do not see any questions that have come in directly to me. Has anybody emailed you, Belinda, on the chat?
Yeah. So a couple of things, Aaliyah. You had mentioned early on about tips in terms of working with Denver Water. Based on your experience and being there, what are some of the top 3 to 5 tips that you have seen in terms of a supplier being successful? Of course, you mentioned BidNet, but I'm saying, what are some of the things that you're seeing that would really make a difference in terms of getting in the door and having that opportunity occur?
Right. So first things first is really understand Denver Water. So first, know what we stand for. Do your values as a company align with our values? And can you demonstrate that in the proposal or bid opportunity that you have in the door? Second is flexibility. Even though we have RFP, can your company be flexible to meet our business needs? 3, reach out to me. If you are a business that wants to do business with Denver Water, reach out to me. And I can help you connect with, okay, this is the type of business that you have. Here is kind of what Denver Water is looking at in terms of business opportunities in the future. Also know, you know, what recommendations do you have for Denver Water? Sometimes you could, in your proposal, make some strategic recommendations for our company so that we can be the best utility in the nation. Those would be the couple of tips that I would certainly recommend. And this is going to sound so silly, Belinda, and to the rest of the participants, but please read through all of the documents. I know it can be really challenging these days to, set up that time and read through the documents, but at Denver Water, we're expecting you to answer the questions thoroughly. When it is posted in an RFP situation or invitation for bid, IFB. So please, please, please read through all of the documentation so that your company has the best proposal. Sometimes we feel that there are some questions that have a lot left to be desired when people are submitting their proposals. So that's something that I would recommend as well.
So just to recap that, Aaliyah, you mentioned in terms of what makes your company unique.
Yes.
Be flexible.
Yes.
In terms of reaching out to you, and that relationship is so very important, right? And
right.
Making sure that people read through all the documentations, and then more importantly, what would a supplier recommend to Denver Water in terms of their particular business? I can tell you that when I had my own company, one of the things that I learned and just working with Denver Water, I was able to provide and do your service award and your safety program for about 3 years. So that was developing the relationship. So that leads to the question, another question that I have here, Aaliyah.
Yes.
In terms of the bids, is everything put on BidNet, or is there an opportunity where Denver Water has smaller opportunities and it might not be posted on BidNet?
Right. I guess I would have to know a little bit more about the particular business that asked the question. So please, if you were that business or company that emailed me, let me know because I honestly, I cannot give a good answer to this question at this point. Most of the things that we solicit for are through either BidNet, Quest CDN. As a governmental agency, we have to create a fair and competitive selection process. So there's really not a lot of, we have to make sure that we're giving everyone an equal opportunity for these opportunities. The other thing too that we strive for in our contracting process is to have multiple schedules. And what that means is that when we have a larger contract, we might take that contract and divide it up into 3 chunks of work. So if your business is a little bit smaller and may not right now have the capacity to take on a large jumbo contract, that's okay. We look for ways to really break it up so you can apply for a little bit or a little portion of the contract as well. So that would be my recommendation, is for that business that asked that question to email me just so I understand a little bit more of the background. Okay,
sounds good. A couple more questions for you, and I'll have you check on the chat, but I've got emails that came in directly to me and Leah. So
okay.
A couple questions for you, okay?
Sure.
In terms of the opportunity, the 2020, the list that you had up initially, that is for between now and the end of the year?
That is correct, but I also want to say that it is subject to change based on our business needs, our capacity, and that's not to say that we will, we plan to have these procurements come out, but I do have to have that caveat because I don't want somebody angry at me if the opportunity isn't available, because sometimes we decide that we don't really need that particular work package at this particular time. So yes, I'm going to say yes and no. Yes, those are the contract opportunities for the end of the year, but things might change between now and December.
Awesome. Thank you for answering that question. Next question. Wow, Aaliyah, great job, Denver Water, in terms of working with minority, women, small-owned businesses, etc., to have that percentage in terms of 60% of the contracts has gone to minority, women, small businesses. Does Denver Water set a particular goal so you're already at 60%? Do you have a particular goal in terms of where you would like to be at the end of this year and then moving into 2021?
Right. So we have our supplier diversity program is really based on participation. So how many people or businesses are responding to our RFPs, RFIs, IFBs, really being part of that procurement process. So our particular target for this year to get people in the door is 45%. As I mentioned earlier, it's 55% of the proposals that we receive are coming from a minority-owned business or coming from a small business or a woman-owned business. With that being said, we also have spend goals. How much of our contract spend is going to a minority, woman-owned, or small business? And I can tell you right now, for engineering projects, it's 10%. Operation and maintenance contracts, that's 10%. And for goods and services, or I should say covered goods and services, which is a very tiny portion of our contracts, that's set at 5%. Now, with that being said, I think that this year we've really seen an increase in the number of contracts awarded to the minority business community as well as women-owned community. So I anticipate that number maybe being a little bit higher next year. We're on top of our goals and our targets for this year. As far as contract awards, we don't necessarily have a target per se or a goal. We want to get the best business in the door regardless. So right now, the best businesses that have been strategically aligned with Denver Water, that 60% chunk, have either been a small minority or woman-owned business.
Awesome, thank you.
And I just have to make a caveat, Belinda. That is for operational contracts, and that does not include our engineering or construction.
Got it. Thank you. Now, while you take a sip of water, I got another question for you, Aaliyah, so get ready.
Okay.
Can you give us a general idea of products and services Denver Water buys?
Sure. So products and services, I'm going to go back to saying that it just depends on the year, our business need. Again, if it's a particular business that is interested, I would need to know, somebody came to me and wanted me to buy, what was it? I'm trying to think of what it was. It was some sort of promotional product. And I said, unfortunately, at this time, while I believe in your business, we do not have the business need to buy this particular promotional product at this time. And so I guess it's a case-by-case scenario. But if that particular business emails me, I'm happy to say, okay, I see where you're coming from. This is how I would guide you. With being the third largest landholder and having so many different business needs, it's really hard to answer that question right now.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
Sure.
Let me ask you this question, Aaliyah. Does Denver Water have certain contract term lengths, i.e. staffing services, will it have a contract length like 1 or 3 years? Can you give us a feel for that?
Yeah, so typically, and I'm just going to say typically, this is not, don't take me 100% of the time, but our contracts, we have a schedule. We usually rebid services goods for every 3 years or so. It may vary, but we usually like to do that because it ensures that more people, one, are getting in the door, and two, that we're not getting stale, and that we have the most current market information coming in to make sure that we are purchasing in the most strategic way.
Awesome. Thank you, Aaliyah. Well, I'm going to look to see if we have any more questions. This Access Opportunity event is only scheduled for 1 hour, so we want to make sure that we're true to our time. And I'm not seeing any additional questions. Aaliyah or Clifton, help me out on that. I want to make sure. I think we are good to go. Let me make sure here.
There was one more. What is Denver Water's fiscal calendar year?
Your fiscal calendar year, Aaliyah. What's Denver Water's
fiscal calendar? Yeah, so it's January 1st to December 31st. 31st, yeah.
Okay.
Any others?
Alrighty.
Feel free to email
Aaliyah,
me
yes,
if we,
yes,
because
they're
I know,
gonna email
yeah.
you. Yeah. Expect the emails, Aaliyah. We'll go on to the next. Certainly, we're going to wrap this up. This has been simply awesome. We want to thank Clifton Clark from Computer Decisions, one of our MBEs that is certified out of the Houston area that the council works with directly for our IT. Thank you so much, Clifton, for all that you continue to do for the Mountain Plains Minority Supplier Development Council and the other councils as well for our MBEs and their corporate members. So we want to thank Computer Decisions and working with us today. In addition to that, certainly I could not do what the council does without the additional staff. I want to thank Aaliyah, if you go to the next slide. I want to thank also our team led by our president and CEO, Mr. Stan Simmons. Stan has been on this side of the fence with the council for 11 years, leading us the charge. We also want to thank Randy McCall, who is the executive director of the Minority Business Development Agency, Margie Williams, who is a business consultant, Marvin Lyman out of our KC office, Andrew Porty, who is our business development and MBE services manager, Deshauna Dawkins, who is the administrative assistant, who helps diligently, certainly making sure that all of our information, our website, everything in terms of that nature. We also want to thank Tracy Tyler, new administrative coordinator for our Denver MBDA Business Center, our CARES Act, and also Stella Marimbe, who also joined us recently as a business consultant. That is the team for the Mountain Plains Minority Supplier Development Council. Quickly, I just want to share with you some upcoming events. Certainly, this is our information. You can find us at www.msdc.org. But I want to share with you just some upcoming events. We are going to be having a corporate roundtable for our corporate members next Thursday. So for those who are corporate members, such as Denver Water, we would like to see you join us next Thursday. This is for the council. We also, for the very first time, because of this COVID environment, we are moving our face-to-face, our events. We have a business opportunity exchange that is going to be on August 20th. It's our first virtual exchange, and so we are really looking forward to it. We got a great program planned, and so we hope that you will mark your calendar and join us at our first virtual. If you're going up the way to Nebraska, that virtual business opportunity exchange is scheduled for September 16th, and of course we're going to close it out in the Mile High City with the Business Opportunity Exchange and also Business Alliance Forum. More in store. Everything will be on our website, and certainly we want to thank Carlos Blue Bamboo, who has put together our website and works with the staff in terms of any updates, etc., that we might need his help with. And so, Carlos, we want to thank you for that. With that, I want to thank everyone for your participation. Denver Water, we want to thank you for being a long-standing corporate member. Aaliyah, we appreciate you, and all the folks that I know that have joined you today for Denver Water that's listening in. We want to say thank you. We look forward to working with you. Please, everyone, if you do want to meet with Aaliyah, who will indicate who else you might need to meet with at Denver Water, make sure that you send me an email so we can get those one-on-ones scheduled accordingly. Do not forget the outreach event. One more time, Aaliyah, what date was that on?
I will forward this slide up. Okay, so we have a free Denver Water virtual outreach event, and that is going to be on Wednesday, August 12th, 1:30 p.m. to 3 p.m. Again, Belinda will be sending you this presentation with my email, so please register.
Right. And one thing that I do want to say, thank you, Aaliyah. One thing I do want to say, we want to thank all of you for attending today. Certainly the council could not do what it does without our corporate members, our certified MBEs, our strategic partners. And I do want to mention that the virtual Business Opportunity Exchange, if you are certified with the council, if you are a corporate member of the council, there is no charge to attend. So if you're not certified, we encourage you to get certified so you will be able to attend the upcoming virtual Business Opportunity Exchange. As Aaliyah mentioned before, we are all in this together. We are definitely here for you. If you need something, please don't hesitate to reach out to any of the staff members of the Mountain Plains Minority Supplier Development Council. With that, have a great rest of the week. Enjoy your weekend, and please be safe. Thank you, everyone, and we'll see you the next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.